Hi everyone, welcome to Indian Story Read Along. Today we are going to talk about my favorite deity in Hinduism. It's my best friend Shiva. So we're going to look at Amar Chitra Katha's Tales of Shiva, one of the 3 stories that are in this book. But first we are going to read a little bit about Shiva. Tales of Shiva. Shiva is the 3rd deity in the Hindu trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. He should be regarded as the most fearful since he presides over destruction, whereas Brahma and Vishnu are associated with creation and preservation, respectively. So Brahma is associated with creation, Vishnu is associated with preservation. Yet, like Vishnu, Shiva is equally loved by mortals. He instills fear in the hearts of the wicked, love and affection in the hearts of the pious. Sometimes Hindu mythology attributes all the 3 acts of creation, preservation, and destruction to Shiva. In the Mahesha Murti at Elephanta, all these aspects are combined. So then they give you a little bit about each story. But we are going to read about Shiva when he becomes a fisherman. Shiva the Fisherman. Once in Kailasha, Shiva started expounding, meaning talking very in-depth about the mystery of the Vedas to Parvati, who was listening attentively. Years passed by. Shiva continued without a break. You all know how hard it is to listen in class for even 45 minutes. Imagine Parvati listening for years. Gradually, in spite of her best efforts, Parvati's attention flagged and Shiva was annoyed. And he didn't even recognize how long she had been listening. He says to her, "The Vedas are not for you. Since you are no better than a common fisherwoman, may you be born as one." And so when he said it, it happened instantly. When Parvati vanished the very next moment, Shiva is thinking, what have I done? In thoughtless haste, meaning he was so quick to act instead of thinking about it, have I cast away one whose love for me was peerless, means that she did not have any gaps in her love for Shiva. Shiva's state of mind did not escape Nandi, his trusted servant. Nandi is standing there thinking, now my master will know no peace until Mother Parvati returns. There's Shiva brooding over there on the edge of a cliff. Meanwhile, Parvati had already reached the earth and lay as an infant under a punai tree, where she was found by the chief of the Paravars, a clan of fishermen. Look at that little baby under the tree. And then the chief of the fishermen's group is thinking, what a lovely child. No doubt it is God's gift to me. I'll call her Parvati. What a coincidence. Little Parvati used to go with her foster father wherever he went fishing. Look, a huge fish, she's saying. So she's learning everything about fishing, rowing boats, all the things she needs to learn, and she's helping her dad. As she grew up, she even learnt to row the boat. And the dad is saying, you are a real help to me, Parvati. So all the people in the fishing community on other boats are talking. A pretty girl, strong and clever too. Lucky is the man who weds her. Who do you think it will be? I have no idea. Meanwhile at Kailasha, Shiva says, Nandi, I can no longer live without Parvati. Nandi says, my lord, why don't you go down to earth and claim her? And Shiva says, how can I, Nandi? She will now marry a fisherman. And Nandi is the total matchmaker, and he goes, then I will see to you that you are forced to become a fisherman. So of course Nandi assumes the form of a huge shark, and then Nandi headed for the coast where the Parvars lived. So these two guys are on the boat and they see Nandi the shark. A shark! Quick! We must get it! But before the fisherman could act, the shark attacked. Look, he's thrashing around. It looks like he's destroyed a boat. And the two fishermen found themselves in the water, stunned. Look at that. They couldn't believe that happened. As the days went by, the shark became a regular menace. So they're all telling the chief, our nets are torn and our boat's in pieces. What shall we do? At last, the chief of the Parvars came up with an award. I will offer the hand of my daughter to the one who captures the shark. So everyone automatically has motivation now. Many a young man tried and failed. Nandi the shark looks like he's ripping through that net, just tore through that net. The desperate Parvars at last sought divine help, and you can see the chief in front of a Shivalingam. He's saying, O compassionate one, save us from this shark. The daughter of the chief of the Parvars too prayed, Lord, come to our rescue. Don't fail us in the hour of need. And because Parvati was the one praying, now Shiva had to show up. Shiva heard her prayer. He appeared before the chief of the Parvars as a young fisherman. Look at that Shiva-looking fisherman. If he was wearing a disguise, that's what he would look like. I have come to catch the shark. And then the chief, the father of Parvati, says, our tribe will be indebted to you forever if you succeed. Net in hand, Shiva the fisherman went down into the sea. When he cast his net, the shark, who was none other than Nandi, surrendered himself. My mission is fulfilled, Nandi the shark is thinking. As Shiva dragged the shark ashore, everyone is cheering, you are our savior! And young Parvati is thinking, how fortunate for me that this brave young man has caught the shark. So she's going to be marrying him now. Welcome to our tribe, young man, says the chief. By catching this great fish, you have become a great fisherman. And Shiva the fisherman says, I am indeed glad to hear that. And then you see next, there's the wedding. The chief says, please accept my daughter as your wife. So then Shiva the fisherman married Parvati the fisherwoman. Nandi assumed his true form and carried the two to Kailash. This was a fun story. It just means that whenever two things go together, they will always gravitate back together. Shiva and Parvati, they were apart for a little while, but they always come back together no matter what. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Indian Story Read Along. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you again soon.